Okay, so when you think of Switzerland, what comes to mind? Probably the majestic Alps, right? World-class chocolate, maybe some fancy watches. But beneath that postcard-perfect surface, there's a powerhouse of economic stability and political innovation. So what's their secret? Let's dive in and figure it out. It's kind of funny because you've got these two very different pictures of Switzerland. On one hand, there's that traditional image, quiet, alpine life, ancient customs. But on the other, you've got this hyper-modern nation that's a world leader in finance and tech. And these two sides don't just exist next to each other, they're deeply connected. Right, so how does that even happen? How does a tiny, landlocked country with basically no natural resources become one of the most successful nations on the planet? What is the secret sauce here? Well, to figure that out, we've got to look at three key ingredients, starting with its totally unique political foundation. All right, first up, how power actually works there. And this is crucial. It's not just a top-down thing. It's really built from the ground up. They place this incredible amount of trust in regular people, in their citizens. And the whole system is built on this one big idea: direct democracy. You know, in most countries, we vote for politicians to make decisions for us. But in Switzerland, the citizens themselves get to be the decision makers on a regular basis, voting directly on specific laws and even changes to their constitution. And look, this isn't just some theory they talk about. It's a living, breathing process. Think about this. Any citizen can propose a new law. If they can gather 100,000 signatures in 18 months, the entire country gets to vote on it. This happens multiple times a year, on everything from corporate tax rates to immigration quotas. So here's the really important part. Big decisions aren't just being handed down from some far-off capital. Nope, they're debated and decided on in communities all across the country's 26 cantons, which are basically like their states. And that constant involvement, it creates this powerful sense of ownership and, you guessed it, stability. Okay, so you've got this internal stability, right? All built on citizen power. Well, that's perfectly matched by the country's famous approach to the rest of the world, its steadfast commitment to neutrality. You know, it's really easy to think neutrality just means sitting on the sidelines, doing nothing. But for Switzerland, it has always been an active, strategic choice. It's like a shield that's protected the nation and let it thrive, while wars were raging all around it. And this isn't some new idea. This policy has been a cornerstone for over 200 years. It was internationally recognized way back in 1815. It got them through 2 world wars. And today, that neutrality has kind of evolved. Switzerland isn't isolated. They actually use their neutral status to lead humanitarian and peace-building missions all over the globe. So let's put the pieces together. You've got internal political stability thanks to direct democracy. You've got external peace because of neutrality. What do you get when you mix those two? Well, you get the perfect incubator for an incredibly powerful, high-value economy. All that predictability and calm, it's exactly what you need for long-term investment and innovation. See, Switzerland's economy isn't built on digging stuff out of the ground. It's built on things like precision, quality, and trust. I mean, think about it. There's super secure banking, groundbreaking pharma, incredibly precise machinery, and of course, those watches. It's all about high-value specialized work. And all that economic strength, you can see it right in their currency. When things get shaky around the world, investors from everywhere flock to the Swiss franc. They see it as one of the safest places to park their money. And this is where it all pays off. Switzerland consistently ranks as the #1 most innovative country in the world. And that is no accident. You can just see on this chart how far ahead they often are. It's all fueled by a huge commitment to education, world-class research institutions, and an economy that just rewards those cutting-edge ideas. Okay, so we've painted a picture of a stable, peaceful, innovative country. It sounds pretty great, right? But the real question is, how does this historic formula hold up against the crazy, complex challenges of the 21st century? Well, first off, you have to understand that Switzerland is not just one thing. The diversity inside the country is incredible. I mean, it runs seamlessly with 4 national languages. That alone is a testament to its culture of consensus and just mutual respect. And it's also incredibly international. Get this, more than a quarter of the people living in Switzerland are foreign nationals. That's huge. It makes the country a real global crossroads, pulling in top talent from all over. But of course, managing that kind of diversity comes with its own unique set of challenges. And yet, just like any country, Switzerland is dealing with some big pressures. How do you stay neutral in a world that's more interconnected than ever? How do you adapt your massive banking sector to new global rules? And how do you manage the demographic shifts from both migration and an aging population? These are the tough questions they're wrestling with right now. And that really brings us to the big final thought here. Is this Swiss model, this unique combination of direct democracy, strategic neutrality, and high-value innovation, is it a blueprint that other nations could actually learn from? Or is it just a one-of-a-kind success story, so tied to its own specific history and culture that you just can't replicate anywhere else? That's the big question to chew on.